Perfetto. Okay, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello from LA, hello from Colorado, and for whoever is watching this video, hello. So, so today we're gonna share a little bit of our experiences here, the three of us, Astrid, Keith, and me, Joelle, 70 years old. And just kidding. Yeah, we're going to share our experiences first. And then in case, you know, somebody thinking, oh, it's a placebo, it's all psychological, you know, if you believe it, it happens, and all these things, we will share some pictures of blood afterwards, right? Okay, so I don't know, Astrid, do you want to start?
Sure.
I'm going to turn on.
So when Joelle brought this magical vessel to lunch, it felt so amazing to take my first sips of the hydrogen water going into my throat chakra. Immediately opened up and just bubble, 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 bubble. And then the second time I drank it, it went straight to the gut. And in the base of the, you know, that bottom of the stomach, very physical. And then I started becoming more clear here, but it was coming up from my spinal fluid, or something about behind my eyes was clearing, something about that. And I knew it wasn't just physical vision. I knew it was something bigger. So as I've drank the water and had the liquid light, that psychic vision, or that, I guess, full vision, more vision than what we think of as vision, has really come online. A lot more beings in the space that I'm able to see, a lot more things I'm able to experience and witness and understand what's happening in our, you know, maybe not normal perceptive reality. It's really been much more fun. And my dreams, oh my, yeah, really wonderful dreams, able to create in the dream while having the dream, and rework anything that I want to be different or to have more beauty come through. It's happening.
Wow,
I don't know
that's,
if you can hear the wind.
yeah, it looks so
It's windy
beautiful.
here today.
It's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. That last experience about the dreams, I mean, I've been there when I was 20 years old. I started doing this meditation very intensively. And I would go into my dreams at night and be absolutely present. I was absolutely present through the thing, understanding the messages, and being able to change the outcome if needed. Do conscious processes, not just let the dream do the process. I mean, be a witness, because you know the dream is talking to you, and then consciously making the changes and things like that. So I know what you're talking about, basically. And personally, also, my sense of perception is really like waking up. It's like being so much more alive, you know, and I'm with people and I can perceive so much more of situations, or just like it's everything. It's kind of maybe not everything, not every aspect, but I can hear what the dog is asking me for. I can understand more and more about what's is truth and what is not. And And I feel so lucky or blessed to be living these times where we are supported by the universe to be able to live our life more in alignment, I mean, in truth. And I went the other day to a store that is in a little town that is very, 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 very LA, very snobbish, very who is who, and all. I mean, basically, I was walking around that supermarket and listening to the conversations, and I could see how I discern ego from just being genuine, just being you. But I hadn't been around that kind of people for a while. And okay, it's easier to discern because it's outside of you, because it's so very different that it's like almost shocking. But it's my last awakened thing was like how this life is a playground. Is a playground. And it's all about knowing that it's a playground where we have situations and it's like a game, you know, it can be a check game or it can be a whatever creating with mud a game or creating a play. But that's what it is. And it's about figuring out, okay, I'm in this game. What am I understanding? What am I discovering? What do I want the outcome to be? And how can I do this? And yes, and so things get like, I feel like I'm in a bigger picture right now. And it's fun and it's more conscious and more understanding things and more being open to learnings and stuff like that, and also very much don't take it seriously. None of this is all a playground, and we are creating situations for the game to learn something, okay? And okay, that part can be serious, and how do you respond? Response ability, it's like key, response ability. Yes, so how able I am to respond and learn and all of that. But other than that, don't take it seriously. And so I'm watching myself a lot in many ways right now. And because I had this situation with these people outside, coming from so much ego, that was a shock. But what was the purpose was to, okay, and how about you look at yourself in the mirror and discover where, when you're doing the ego, because the ego is just like when you take it seriously, when you forget that this is a game, and catch yourself and go back to the other place, So I feel like you said, it's been clearing, and it's been for me layers. Like I go through layers of physical, because it's all together. The more you are cleared physically, cleared or cleaned or realigned or regenerated or whatever needs to be happening, the more you are clear to listen to the message, to have a clearer perception with less filters and things like that. So it all goes together. And I'm also watching myself inside my organs and all the reaction or responses or feeling. I wake up and I have a sensation somewhere in my body, and I'm like, oh, I don't know this one. What is going on there? What are you guys doing in there? And it's fun because it's a lot about, hey, being curious and learning. And, sometimes there's like a healing process or detox process that can be more intense. Like these last couple of days, my cheek were like really red. I felt like I was getting out of my body, maybe some toxic, I don't know, maybe some toxic chemical, I don't know. So yeah, I feel like it's layers. That's my experience. And layers go, like you said, in all dimensions.
And how long have you been, you're drinking the water daily? How long have you been on that program?
I started in December. I got the bottle in December. And so I wake up in the morning, whatever, or even in the night. And the first thing I do is push the magical button here. In the night, I just push this one, the lower one, to get the hydrogen and to kind of ground, with the magnetic field, to start grounding into being present in this dimension, in this planet. And then when the sun comes out, I start using the frequencies to connect the other side. But yeah, and in the morning, I kind of drink a few ones on the raw. And also sometimes I just use the hydrogen or with the magnets and the colors without the frequency, because we have 3 programs of frequencies. And, I understood that it's better not to repeat a frequency program twice in the same day. So I do one energy, one recovery, and one Lumivitae, along the day. And the other time, I just click on the lower button. And anyways, but I've been using that since, so December, January, February, it's been 3 months. And
Before you got the bottle and started drinking the water, did you have any particular health concerns that were up for you in the moment? I'm just wondering.
well, I had been working with frequencies in 2020 because, yes, like, health-wise, I'm going to do a video called From 17 to 70, because at 17, the doctor said, okay, this is the end of you, basically. And long story short, you're not going to last much longer, and this is what's going to happen to you. And I said, okay, that's not my plan. Let's have a conversation with God. And I went from there, and, trying all, that's how I discover holistic medicine, alternative things. In my time, it was not easy to access, but I was asking God to put the people in my path, and slowly, learned about health. But it was like, little things here and there, trying this, trying that, and everything was helping a little bit. But along the years, I started going deeper and learning more. And in 2020, I discovered the frequencies. And I heard Nuno Nina, the creator of all these amazing things, including the frequencies. We were all into frequencies, and he said, oh, but that's nothing without the water. And I was like, the water, okay, so water is the main priority. And finally, for 3 years later, I heard about that Nuno Nina was, together with Taryn, creating Lumivitae, the company, to bring in, number one, not only that, but number one, the water with the hydrogen molecule and, the hydrogen in form of gas in the best quality. I mean, and so what I understood is that when you drink that water, because of all the process we were talking about of clearing and cleaning and regenerating and nurturing the cells and helping the cells regenerate, I have a couple of doves listening to me right now outside. So funny. And so I started drinking the water. And the idea is when you drink that water, then you use the frequencies and the effect of the frequency. Our waters, inner waters, are more clean, the molecules, the cells are more alive. We are more alive. So we are drinking water for sure, the best possible water. So because water is transport the information, when we get the frequencies, it's flowing so much better, it's so much more effective. Yeah, so now we have both.
Can I ask Astrid a question?
Of course.
Astrid, last night when we were out, and we came back, actually. We came back and the bottle was on the counter. I'm just curious. I know we're recording now, but this is like a personal question. I did my thing and did some cheap projection.
I saw that.
Water, and you had a really strong reaction. I was hoping you could say more about that.
Oh, sure. Well, I think exactly like what Joelle's saying. If the pathway is clear, the tarmac is free, de-iced, you're ready to go. So whatever you put on there is going to slip and slide,
Right.
amplified. It's just, so when you did energy work on the bottle, there was an immediate, like, I'll say biophotonic or plasmic eruption or explosion energetically from the waters inside the vessel. So everything that you were putting in was just inside this little circumference. But the field around it was, where's my phone gonna go? Over here. Okay. Well, I'm really bad at that. Okay. So so it just kind of expanded out, but very quickly, kind of like the starting of a universe or a hydrogen bomb, I guess. Just instantaneous. And so it hit me physically. Oh, and my whole body sparked like a circuitry ignition. And that was the feeling of it for me.
Yeah, I'm asking because I'm seeing this parallel for anyone who happens to be listening and loves to do receive energy work. What I saw when we met Joelle, I did an energy healing session with her, and her body received the energy work really, really smoothly, and probably I think she was able to bring in a lot more. Let's see how to say this.
Light.
It's not more that she brought in more. It's like how quickly and deeply that light and field, the way that it came in was just different than other clients I've worked with. And then to see your reaction when I actually, because it feels the same when I just had the impulse, like I'm going to work on the water right now while it's charging. And then Astrid had her strong, typical reaction. And yeah, I feel like there's some connection in the plasma energy it's facilitating this higher universally available, transformative, paradigm shifting energies that are saturating us now. I just feel like it becomes a really clean conduit.
Yes.
That's from my as a practitioner, that's what it feels like, is the
Yeah,
hydrogen. It's a really easy conduit to carry all this much higher dimensional energy and downloads and light from the higher planes to bring it down and anchor it really quickly into our bodies.
yeah, so there's a couple of aspects to it. First, when before the session, I had the hydrogen water, but number one, the quality of the water I put in the bottle was the water you gave me, which is coming from, underneath the earth. So it's the most amazing water. So that makes also a difference, obviously. Then I did the whole thing with, the frequencies and the hydrogen and everything. And when I drank that, the water felt like plasma. The water was soft. The water there was nothing harsh about it. It was like that's why I mean, what I think of is plasma, because it was, like the embryons, they float in the water, in the womb, and water is not, it's kind of soft, it's slippery. That's slippery. So it went in, and then when you were doing your energy work, I felt like the light was like having fun going down. Oh, this is fun, it's so slippery. Woohoo, it was amazing. I mean, when it was in the brain, it was like, oh wow, and it was filling up the whole brain, like foo. There was nothing in the way, it was just light going through plasma. And so, yeah, I'm glad we're sharing that experience, because also the people that do Reiki, if they give some of that water to the clients
Yeah.
before the session, or whatever energy work you do. I mean, I know what you do is quite powerful. I never tried it before, and I did it with this water, so I cannot compare, but definitely I know that light was going slippery through the toboggan, and happily. So it's like the light was happy to be able to do such a great job so easily.
I'll
was being
echo
the
that
best,
with
the best
my.
light that it could.
Go ahead.
I said it was being the best light beams that it could.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a very important experience to share.
Yeah, because that applies to whether they're a practitioner or if they're a client of acupuncture or chiropractic or all kinds of energy healing. I would imagine things like quantum healing hypnosis, like Dolores Cannon's work, or anything that would be facilitating some kind of energy flows through the body, higher energy flows through the body, into the body, throughout your life. That, yeah, any kind of body work, all these things that it would be really, it seems to just really facilitate that shift. I mean, when I was a practicing massage therapist, we continually were trying to learn for ourselves and to convey to clients the importance of hydration and how much you need to drink water. You got your massage, you have to go drink water to help flush everything out. And this is like a whole next level, um, in working with others doing this, the chi transmissions, the energy healing work. I've had some people where their field responds really differently. So my brother is a professional musician and composer, and I think because he's so steeped in harmony as a theme for his life, and just continually, people are now discovering sound healing and things of that nature. I mean, he's a person who's just spent 25, 30 years as a dedicated composer and musician. And when I worked on him the first time, it was a similar, it's not the same, but his field had a kind of soft smoothness that and flow in it. Like he has the music is in his field. And so it was a different experience working with him than pretty much anyone I've ever worked with. He's also my brother. And likewise with you, where there was this field quality of the smoothness with which your multi-dimensional body was able to open and receive and process so quickly. You actually brought in a whole lot of information in a really easy acceptance. That's what I would say. Is like it was like easy acceptance for your system.
That's a good point too. Being open to it. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's this information like that what you're sharing right now, it's such a treasure to share with everybody. And also I've been wanting to ask you, and then we start going in different ways, but I don't know if your brother would love to come share, I mean, about sound and
Well, and his experience with water. I mean, this is the other thing that's interesting for me is he did work with a person making structured water, and this is, oh gosh, it's almost 20 years ago now that he was working on this project, but he was hired because of his expertise in music and the mathematics, the mathematical ratio correlates, uh, the octaves of the vibrations of the different, all these aspects of the solar system. I mean, they weren't even doing things about the frequencies of Earth. It was the frequencies of the planets and the solar system, and how would that impact how our body systems are able to absorb the water. And yeah, I think he might be interested. I'll ask.
oh, I would so much love to have him on the program. Yeah. And how we absorb the energies of and if he's drinking the water, he's going to have his own experiences, like he can be a whole well talking about water of experiences and information for us.
Yeah, he can be our layperson expert.
Let's see if we can bring him in next time, whatever he can. Yeah. So here we've been, Astrid, do you want to share something? Have you thought about something else? Do you want to share about your experience with the water?
Sure. So I had the honor of working on someone as a healing client the other night who has a bottle and has been drinking the liquid light. And so now we're both imbibing this liquid light. And when I worked on her, I was able to work on her for multiple hours. And then I work with the angels and the crystals. So the angelic support and the earthly support was just right there. And they were teeming with excitement to be able to work with her. And she was so feeling and just was able to completely dance with the energies. So I like what you, Keith, said about the harmony of the spheres is something a lot of people are talking about and have talked about for a while, but it's becoming more of a popular theme, harmony of the spheres, the different planetary systems that mimic our waters and that we're able to dance with more and more as we become higher and more attuned and more in alignment. And I feel like it's what she was experiencing because she was just giddy. She was happy. She felt a smooth transition out of her stuck, pressurized state from the solar flares and the other things that she's been experiencing into a high, smooth, expanded state that was fluid, however stable. And it was just really beautiful, her feedback. And both being, hydrated well to send and receive and be kind of a transducer for all of this, just a conduit for all this quantum energy coming in, was a real treasure.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, this all that you guys are sharing right now is treasure, 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 treasure. And yes, we're gonna share that with everybody. And I want to send that to Katia Nova, this recording from today. I want to send to Katia Nova and Tareen and Nuno and everybody. This is such, I want to hear their feedbacks, and I know they're going to be happy about this. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, I think I'm going to pause the recording for now and make it this a one session. And eventually we can do another session. But I'm going to pause for now. And